Good morning, everyone. It is Thankful Thursdays. I hope everyone's as thankful as I am. Good morning, good morning, good morning, team, league, players. Justin Wood, first in the house again. Keaton, give me a call, my friend. I'd love to catch up with you. Jake Flesner, on his way down. Nick, boom, 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 right in the row. Mac, good to see you. The insurance gal. Good morning, everyone. The other Keaton, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's get the questions going. We got fun-filled, Thankful Thursday. Hey, Zeus, LFG, Lori Burns, good to see you. Christian, nice, good morning, y'all. I'm going to pin up my email address so everybody can use it to get my ebook, audiobook, my signed copy of my book. Go ahead, reach out to me. Happy to see you. LFG Mikey, we got a great guest today, the incredible Andrew. Good, hey, what's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Rob Deerdick in the house. Good morning, everybody. All right, let's get some questions as we move and we groove through our Thankful Thursday. How to keep going when you feel like giving up? Well, first of all, you cannot feel as if for more than minutes and moments that you want to give up. It's okay for minutes and moments, but stop it. Drop it, roll it. In other words, identify why you feel like giving up, the setback, the failure, the pain, the suffering, whatever it may be, and then recollect, remember that the circumstances which are encouraging you to quit should be encouraging you to propel you to something bigger, better, a better situation. Quitting is not going to put you in a better situation. Learning is. Seeking the light is. Seeking the love will. Forgiveness will. Accountability will. Gratitude absolutely, absolutely will. All right. Use that pain as an indicator that you have a better place to be. 5 books to recommend to you beyond for me. 1, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. 2, of course, Course in Miracles. 3, Wayne Dyer's Power of Intention. 4, James Clear, Atomic Habits. And number 5, Winning by Tim Grover. Those are 5 great ones to start with. And of course, if you want my book, email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I will send you my books, ebook, audiobooks, or please let me know if you want a signed copy shipped to you. I will pay for it. Not a problem. david@dmeltzer.com. All right? Perfect. Kadoki, next question. When did you realize the importance of personal branding? Well, I've been in the branding game a long time. I ran the most notable sports agency in the world, Lee Steinberg Sports and Entertainment. And in doing so, I started to understand the power of the individual brands, the Troy Aikmans, the Steve Youngs, the Warren Moons of the world, the Marshall Falks of the world. I just never knew that now with the advent of social media, that middle-aged mutant turtles like myself can brand themselves and build huge communities around it. Never before has it been more important to build a personal brand, to strengthen your signal, no matter what age you are, to be you. It is you, and you be you. You strengthen that signal. You go ahead and build a spectrum or a frequency of people that resonate with what you say, and also a spectrum of people that don't resonate with what you say, because that will tell you have a frequency. If everybody doesn't like you or everyone doesn't, love you, that's a good sign. And so then please clarify the message by practicing and creating more and more content, more and more ideas, and doing in person, on the phone, via email and media, all types of things to build that brand. Personal branding is very important. Strengthen your signal, find your spectrum, and clarify your message. Awesome. Please post up there those 5 books, Think and Grow Rich, Course in Miracles, Power of Intention, Atomic Habits, and Winning. All right, post those up there, Colleen. Thank you. Awesome. Here we go. How does someone stop being a pleaser? Well, you got to know your own chain of feeding, right? When you do know your what you want, your who you can help and who's helping you, that's the chain of feeding. You know your how, productivity, accessibility, and gratitude. You know your now, prioritizing what you want to do. 100% of things you do now get done, and then you apply your why. It'll be very easy not to please those people that are not feeding you, or at least are bleeding you. We spend 80% of our time feeding the people that bleed us. Let's reverse that paradigm and spend 80% of the time feeding the people that feed us, feeding the customers that feed us, feeding the clients that feed us, feeding the children that feed us, feeding the spouses that feed us. Don't spend 80% of your time feeding those that bleed us. All right. We're ready to rock and roll. I got my good friend Andrew Bernstein in the house. He is the legend of the Legends of Sports, NBA Hall of Fame photographer, podcast host of the Legends of Sports. You got to be a legend of sport to host the Legends of Sports. He's been with everyone from Kobe Bryant to the incredible Zen coach himself, Phil Jackson. Very, very good. And I think he might have to upgrade his IG, though, because he's not allowing me to put him on. I will try one more time. Once again, we will put that request for Andrew. Please hit that there. We will get him, or give me a okay. Andrew Bernstein. Oh, there he is. The legend of sports. There he is, the beautiful face on IG. It looks like he has a dial-up service. My man, trying to get... There he is.
There we go. Yeah. Technology's a little slow up here, Dave.
It's, I understand. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
How are you, pal? Great to see you. It was great to see you yesterday doing your thing.
You helped me crescent my new office there at SoFi, and what a great blessing, the partners I have there at SoFi Stadium with the Rams. Anyway, you've been around it all in certain areas of sports. One of the things I learned yesterday is that a blessing in my life of being in sports is I've been around every single sport. And so being able to be exposed to golf, tennis, soccer, racing, all these different things. Here I thought a legend like you, a Hall of Fame photographer of the NBA, would have said, you know, oh yeah, I've already toured this stadium. Oh, I've been in the Masters for 20 years. I've been this. And it was so interesting because you have spent a lot of time in the NBA.
Yeah. Well, I like it indoors, Dave. I discovered early in my career when I went to Cleveland for a football game in December, or I was shooting the Dodgers playoffs at Shea Stadium, freezing my bones off in October, back at 84, 85, that I preferred indoors, actually. Hockey gets a little cold indoors, so I put a jacket on, but I have to deal with, like, the elements. So,
well, you gotta hang out. You gotta hang out in suites now. That's the key. Right? You got air conditioning and heat.
Dude, that is my next goal in life, is just hanging out in suites. Yes. I got exposed to that life by my great friend Carmen Romanelli, who's the head honcho at Getty Images. He invited me as a guest to the U.S. Open a couple of years ago in New York, and that was just mind-blowing to me. What an experience that was. So can't wait to see a game at SoFi Stadium, because that place just rocks. I mean, what an incredible venue.
Yeah, it is. And well, you are an incredible person. You've written books, like I said earlier, with Kobe Bryant. You're working with the Bryant family for something special, hopefully coming out soon. Mm-hmm. You also have worked with Phil Jackson, and understand, and the list will go on and on. I can't even list out as many people that have acknowledged you, worked with you, collaborate with you. I would love for you to share, because I'm about lessons, and life is about lessons. And you must have learned so many lessons over 40 years with, incredible people. Now your podcast, we share some of the similar guests, but there's some, unique ones that I love. We've shared Lenny and Gotham, Deepak and Apollo, but those, other ones that you've had would really, for me, interest some of the lessons you've learned, the common secrets of success with all these great people you've surrounded yourself with.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I've been so fortunate to be able to take a 40-year career that was really built on relationships. You and I have talked about this a lot, that, career, making money is great, but the relationships is really kind of the currency of what we do. And, to have Kevin Love on the podcast talking about his mental health struggles. And you mentioned Apollo Ono, which he was my guest last week, and, very timely with what was going on at the Olympics. And we were able to talk about that. Jerry West, incredible guest. I mean, I've known Jerry my entire career, and for him to be so forthcoming about his struggles, and the book that he put out, well before mental health was a thing to talk about, in sports. Incredible bravery there. Sue Bird and her journey has been amazing. My good friend Nancy Lieberman and what she went through growing up in Queens and having to play in Harlem with the boys, just because she needed to get a game. And we have more guests coming up, and we're just finishing up season 4. This week's guest actually is super timely. Karch Kiraly, the only U.S. Olympian to win gold on the sand in the Olympics, and is also indoors. And he's currently coaching the women's national volleyball team in Tokyo. They're going to the semifinals tonight, so everybody should tune in. I think it's like 9:00 tonight or something. So good luck to.
It's amazing. Now, spending all those years on the court as a photographer and building relationships is one thing, but, I've done a fair amount of podcasting myself. I've coached many podcasting people myself. What were some of the surprising things when you switch from photography into podcasting and creating content and creating your own brand, as earlier was asked?
Yeah, I tell you, man, I've always been really comfortable behind the camera, the sort of anonymous face behind the camera. And I didn't do very many interviews, the first maybe 30 of my career. I did a few here and there. But then I was very fortunate to create a show, and it was put on the Lakers network. It was the Time Warner channel at the time, but now it's Spectrum, where I sat with a Laker personality and talked about their career through my photos. And I was super nervous about it. It's like I never did like a host thing. You're incredibly natural, Jim Gray, all my friends who do it for a living, but that's not my gig, And my producer, Marina, she just looked at me like, I was scared to death. And she said, first of all, Andy, we're taping this. So you screw up, we do it again. Second of all, you're sitting next to James Worthy. How long have you known James Worthy? I said, well, his whole career. 35 years. She said, well, forget about all this camera and lights and stuff. You're in a bar, you're in a restaurant, you're in his living room. Just have a conversation. And it was the greatest little teeny piece of advice anyone ever gave me. I was confident in my material, I was confident in my relationship. And then when I was able to take that show like off from the TV kind of format and put it on podcasting with Legends of Sport, my good friend Norm Pattis, who at the time owned Podcast One, told me the same thing. He said, Andy, we're talking about photos, and this is an audio platform, but it's about the stories. It's about the relationships. Just go for it. And, Dave, as you know, if you're prepared and you've done your research, and I have a fantastic researcher, Veronica, who, is just amazing. And we sit and we go over the questions, they're very little, few surprises that can really kind of screw it up. There's some pleasant surprises when you uncover stuff and people are more forthcoming than you actually think they're going to be. And that's been the pleasure for me. We're about to launch, I think it'd be our 148th podcast, which is pretty significant. So I'm thrilled about it.
Oh, and they are thrilling in themselves. And part of the reason they're so great is because of the conversation. And you are a natural at the conversation of being able to connect emotionally. So not just factually. I was on with a young 14-year-old who has interviewed 1,500 people, biggest names in sports. Mm-hmm. And what was remarkable is that he had great conversations, insights, situational knowledge, wisdom that is far beyond their years. It's a lot easier for old mockers like ourselves to have experience and lessons and be able to carry conversations instead of saying, so tell me about this picture.
Yeah.
Tell me about this, James. What do you think? How did you feel when you lost at the last second, James Worthy? And I feel the sideline reporters sometimes kill me when I watch. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, no wonder Bill Belichick and Pop and those guys get so frustrated. And they're lucky, I will tell you, Andrew, that I am not a head coach of a professional team because I am so sarcastic that I would make my own. I went to the same college as Jim Mora, who also is known to be very sarcastic. And I think there would be some great clips that I could market and monetize if I'd make far more money as a head coach from the clips that they would have of me being a sarcastic person to the sideline reporters. Like, is that really a question? Did you, like, it is halftime and I'm losing by 35 points, and you ask me how I feel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of these two letters, FU? Because that's what I'm telling you right now. There's my interview. It's a 2-letter interview. Congratulations. You have evoked FU from Dave Meltzer. Congratulations. Anyway, I love certain conversationalists. I'm thinking of a few in my mind who I, literally could interview all day. Bobby Bell, Hall of Fame football player that played for Kansas City. Could have played every position on the field. Probably one of the most extraordinary all-around football players of all time. Went to the University of Minnesota. Went back in his 70s and graduated. But you literally, it's one of those interviews, Andrew, where you just like, so Bobby, how you doing? And literally, you sit back for an hour and you just laugh your A off. It's hilarious.
Well, David,
who's that conversationalist for you?
Have you ever talked to Bill Walton? I mean,
oh yeah, right.
Literally, you say, "Hey, Bill, how's it going?" And then you put the mic down. You can go have a drink. Come back 20 minutes later, he's still talking.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so great. Yeah. It's so I sat luckily in front of Bill Walton when I was going to San Diego State games, living in San Diego. Yeah. Fisher just became the coach, and Chris Walton, his son, was playing. And so I told him, I said, I am so lucky that I have my seats right in front of you, Bill. And he's like, why? Because you can't see over me? I'm like, no, so I don't have to talk to you. I'd be tempted to knock you on the shoulder and comment on Chris, but it's so difficult to turn around and comment. And if I comment, I miss the rest of the game because I'm sure you talk the rest of the game.
Well, I love him dearly. And he was my first podcast guest. And
oh, really?
Yeah, and what a way to lead it off, and it's been an incredible friend. And as you know, Bill's career, his history, what he stands for. We talked about fatherhood. I go back to
mental health
when Luke was a toddler when I met Bill. And it was just incredible.
Bill Walton, I was a ball boy with the San Diego Clippers. Bill Walton lived 2 doors down from my uncle, right by Balboa Park, and he drove me home from the games as I was a ball boy. Anyway, we're going to do so much more together. My favorite podcast in sports is the Legends of Sports. I know that you've been blessing me and sharing guests with me, and just been a great friend and advisor to me. I don't think there's many people that have the perspective and the insight into sports. So if anyone's going to own a show called the Legends of Sports, it should be Andrew Bernstein, because you yourself are all Hall of Fame legend, and will be appreciated for what you've done on the court and now off the court. So thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you, David. So great to see you, pal.
Take care. I'll see you soon.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Thanks.
Bye-bye. All right. Check it out. The Legends of Sports. It's, like you said, almost 200 episodes of the greatest names in sports. The guys that built the game. It's amazing. So Darryl Strawberry, Gotham, worked with Tom Brady, Apollo, Don Staley, Sue Bird, unbelievable people, Jerry West, and the list goes on, Kobe, and of course, Phil Jackson. All right. We are back, rocking and rolling. I just fell in love with Andrew Bernstein, and his brother, by the way, Dr. B, is a friend of mine, who I'm a big fan of and appreciate so much. Shout out to Dr. B in India right now. Everybody loves Andy, man. Here we go. How to master consistency. That is a great question. How to master consistency is be consistently consistent. Know your what, know your who, know your how, and you'll know your now. And the now will be a consistent behavior based upon what? Applying your why in the correct prioritization of what you want, who can help you, who you can help, and how you're going to get it done. That's how we do it. If you want these 5 daily practices, which I talk about every day, and my books, I talk about them every day. It's really simple, because there's an email address and a text number that are pinned, david@dmeltzer.com. I will send you my book, ebook, audiobook. I'll sign a copy, send it to you, and ship it to you. If you already got one, I'll sign it to you, send it to your friend. If you want to text me, it's pinned here, 949-298-2905. Those daily practices are allowing you to create a habit machine based off of the 4 key values of gratitude, forgiveness, accountability, and effective communication, which provides us inspiration. Is success the same thing as progress to you? I think success to me is the ability to enjoy the progress. What is progress? It's the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential. If you're capable of enjoying progress, not perfection, not an outcome that you attach your emotions to, but if you're capable of enjoying progress, you're successful. You are happy and successful. You have learned to shift the paradigm that you are happy, and you have figured out my journey is to figure out what I'm doing to interfere with my happiness. It's that simple. What a deep question. Thank you. What are your thoughts on network marketing? Well, I am partners with Marshall Faulk, Hall of Fame running back, who's at the Hall of Fame right now for the Hall of Fame game tonight, Dallas versus Pittsburgh. One of the few times I'm missing that game, but I will be in Chicago keynoting the OSP event, with Mike Tyson and the heavyweight champion of kickboxing, retired, undefeated, my man Amir. But anyway, Marshall Faulk and I have a direct marketing company. Here's the deal that I think. 99% of the people that get into multi-level marketing or direct marketing companies will fail. And the people that are consistent, persistent in the pursuit of their potential will gain value from the people that quit. If you have grit, if you can look within yourself, whether you come from something or nothing, you can become the American dream millionaire utilizing direct marketing, multi-level marketing. If you want to join my team with Marshall Faulk, I could teach you how to do that. Now, if you quit, you're only going to help me and Marshall. But if you stick with it and be consistent and persistent, you can go from zero to hero. It is one of the fastest and easiest ways with no money to become a millionaire. But you got to be able to do the work. You got to be able to have the skills, the knowledge, and desire. Thank you. Gautam, my friend, so full of anger. You know, Gautam Joshi 99. Here's my cell phone. Call me, because I really am here to help people be happy. Happy people don't have attacking thoughts. My cell phone number for anyone that is full of anger. When you attack, you have attacked yourself. 858-688-3294. Call me. You don't have to text me because I can't talk to you. But if you have a need to waste your time on somebody else's Instagram to have negative thoughts or attacking thoughts, then there's some issues that I can help you with. So go ahead, give me a call, my friend. Thank you so much. 858-688-3294. This is what we do. I appreciate it. Thank you. Awesome. Let's keep it rocking and rolling. Got one time for us. Another question here. Very good. You do not take me up. Okay. I don't know what that means, but thank you. I'll be happy to. What makes someone a good interviewer? Someone that's more interested than interesting. Someone that asks about things that other people won't. People that can connect emotionally and allow someone to have an open mind, open heart, and open hands to give them lessons that other people have never heard via a unique experience or situation or capability that can be shared to inspire or motivate another or empower another. A great interviewer is able to be more interested and interesting and make that emotional connection to provide lessons that have never been heard or seen before. All righty. What do you think is the most common mistake made by people when building their own brand? They try to be a pleaser. I think the two mistakes that most people make are, one, they try to please everyone. So they're just middle of the road and they do not have a frequency. And then they don't post enough, right? They don't put in person, on the phone, via email, traditional and social media, enough of their frequency up there. So their frequency never strengthens and never builds a spectrum of people that are tuning into them because they don't have their own frequency and they don't have a clear message. All of those come from consistent, persistent pursuit of their own brand and potential. So very good. What is your marketing group called? It is Virtuity. Email me, david@dmeltzer.com, if you want to join our team with Marshall Faulk and me. We would love to have you on our team, david@dmeltzer.com. Transcript.com. It is not for everyone. It is not for the quitters, but it is for people that want to have a side gig. You're a stay-at-home mom, you want to make a little extra income, or those people that want to be multimillionaires and are willing to dedicate and invest in themselves and not quit. That's who I want to join our team. Love to have you on there. So would Marshall. If you want to work with David Meltzer and the famous Marshall Falk, we would love to have you. All right, let's have Sarah on here. Make sure I have the right person. All right, very exciting. She Fits is her new product launch. CEO of She Fit, Sarah Moylan. Welcome. There she is.
Hey,
How
David.
are you?
How are you? I'm so excited to talk to you. Awesome.
Oh my God, you're amazing.
Well, I'm pumped to be here. And I was listening to your Q&A, and it was lots of good stuff was said in there.
We do our best, as you do as well. And I'm so excited about your She Fit launch. Give me a little bit of background on what you're doing.
Yeah, well, so for those of you who are not familiar with She Fit, and I apologize, just a heads up, I have 4 girls. I'm about to head out of town. Oh, you have 3. Okay, you feel my pain.
1 little boy, yeah. I feel your love and pain, but
Exactly.
as a mom, it's even worse. I know.
It is totally. I'm in my bedroom because they're home and my nanny's not here and I'm getting ready to leave. So if there's background noise or something pops in, I apologize. But that's what you do. You multitask. So for those of you who don't know anything about She Fit, 1, it is the best sports bra that you can get your hands on. We are a performance gear for kick-ass women who refuse to settle. Like, that's what we're all about. But our flagship product, which has really put us on the map, is our bra. And it's always hard. I have it in my hand. I'm going to do a quick demo for those of you who have never seen it before. And no, you don't have to wear 2 bras. I just can't obviously to show you how to do a bra without something underneath. And we get that all the time, so it's kind of funny. But it's a first-only bra that you can fully customize. All right. So I just put it on like a jacket. There's a set of hook and eyes right in here. This is our flagship product. This is what's put us on the map. This is the viral bra on TikTok, social media, and there's a lot of scam sites going around trying to fool people. You can only get a true, authentic She Fit bra at shefit.com. So here is the patented adjustability that sets us apart from anything on the market, okay? So you got a zipper, full locking head zipper. Once the head is down, it's not going to open up. You come to the back, you give yourself a cinch. It's amazing. No more falling out the bottom. No more stretching out or rolling bands. And then the best part is the lift. You have over 10 inches of adjustability to basically set your fit. And that's it. It's zip, cinch, lift, and your bra is set. No more uniboob. Amazing control. This is the bra that's like literally catapulted our brand into the world. And so, the goal is the ultimate vision is that we are the best fitting, most loved sports bra on the planet in the next 3 years. That's like the big ultimate BHAG. I believe that everyone will have these bras in their drawer. And, the mission behind why we started, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that, but listen, we're all about showing women and girls what they're capable of when their bodies work for them, not against them, because that's what happens with traditional gear. It works against you. It limits you from doing what you know you're capable of doing. And we want to ensure that every girl, every woman, regardless of shape, size, physical ability, has the fit and support they deserve. And that's what we're all about in a nutshell.
I also like the fact, I play tennis with my wife. We play doubles, and that you can adjust it when you're done playing.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So it's not just a sports bar, but it's also something that, we always go, of course, to lunch after we play.
Yeah.
And it becomes uncomfortable for her to be in, a tighter fitting bra that may or may not, when you start after 2 or 3 hours, you maybe want to loosen it when you don't need quite the same comfort, support as it is. Now, you talked about something interesting for all businesses, which is protecting your intellectual property.
Yeah.
It's terrific that we have the scope, size, and scale of an audience that we have when we have a phenomenal idea like She Fit, but it also can work against us as we're starting out because the whole world now can also copy it and do those things. What are you doing to protect your intellectual property? And as advice to other startups, people who have these phenomenal ideas like She Fit, I love the fact that while you're branding it, you're telling people, look, get the original, because as everyone knows from the sunglasses game to other areas, quality is important, especially in this space. But how else do you protect your intellectual property?
It's a great question. So, I'll back up for
Oh,
I had 2 jobs going on. We started in our basement, and we didn't know anything about intellectual property and patents and all this stuff. So, I was just a girl who was fed up with the options that were out there on the market, a fed up consumer who decided to take matters into her own hands. It was never any intentions of a business. And so when this actually got off the ground, and I'm sure we'll talk about some of that stuff, listen, the technology that we're using is unlike anything on the market. So we knew right away we had to get it patented. At the time, that's a lot of money. And so we were able to start with a provisional patent. I think that's a really good way to go for those of you out there who might have an idea. It buys you 12 to 18 months in some cases of time. It's a lot less expensive. And it gives you the ability to get some springboard leading up to what may be coming if indeed you do want to patent your product. I highly suggest you find a really good patent attorney in your area. They are rather expensive, but I say if you go in being somewhat educated and you say, hey, I have an idea, here it is, I'd like to start with a provisional, then that will again buy you some time, save you some costs. That's what we started out with when we started, and then immediately moved right into the patent phase because we knew we wanted that. We actually have a design patent, which is really strong. Utility is first, design is second. Utility is a little bit easier to get, but it's not as strong down the road. Design, other way around. Design is not as strong. Utility is really strong. And so that's what you really want to go for if you have something that's unique and different. And so that's what we did. We also, in terms of protecting, listen, we work with red points. So for those of you who are a little bit deeper into the process and you need some help because people are stealing your ideas, we work with red points. It is nothing for my team. We have 2 girls round the clock who do this round the clock, and then we have red points who works with us. But we have a team who shuts down scam sites daily, and it's nothing to have 200 plus scam sites a day. I just checked in with the team actually yesterday. They're like, guess how many scam sites we shut down since January? And I was like, 15,000. They're like, no, over 30,000 scam sites since January. We're only in August. And what happens is because we have such amazing content and people love our content, it's very engaging. Our organic traffic is very, very high. The scammers take note of that. So they steal our content. They take all of our stuff. They show you exactly what you think you're getting, i.e. this, because it's our ads, it's our logoing. They even link you to a fake site. Like, for example, shefit.design, not shefit.com, shefit.shop, shefit.design. And they steal all of our website. It looks exactly like ours, and they scam you. And either you'll pay for something that will never come, they'll take your money, or you'll pay for something that comes and it looks nothing like what you ordered and you've gotten scammed. So we've really that's why we don't work with retailers, we don't work with wholesalers. We are 100% shefit.com only. We are direct to consumer. I think if you limit the channels and the amounts of ways that people can, counteract and steal, that helps. And for those of you that are starting, listen, you might not have the ability to have a team on board like I do. You can reach out to a red point, you can monitor it yourself. But you have to be watchful of that because it is rampant, it goes crazy, and people fall for it. I always say, if it's too good of a deal, don't fall for it.
you're awesome. You got to come on my TV show. So I'm on my TV. You're amazing. I have a 2-minute drill, the pitch show. You could be a judge, or absolutely you can pitch, teach people to pitch. I spotlight you. Sure. You're incredible. I have one last question. So in my pitch show, right, I've done elevator pitch 6 seasons, 2-minute drill. We're on the 3rd season. India, UK, America. One of the things I've noticed is, number one, women pitch better than men. But even more impressive than that to me is, why do you think moms, particularly moms, they are the best entrepreneurs of converting something that's needed into a bit? Like, I'm a great entrepreneur, like self-proclaimed, but I don't have what you have. Like, I'm a great entrepreneur because I can take you when you say, Dave, I've been a mom and I need this bra, and I've invested, and I can say, okay, good, let's go make a shitload of money together. I'm good at that. But I don't know why moms are like, I was putting my kid in the car and, I noticed I'm always taking the jacket on and off. So I just created a car seat that had the jacket. installed in it and it's safer.
Right.
Like, why do you think moms are so great at converting need into businesses?
Okay, well, two-part answer. I think moms are the best at multitasking because we have to. So I think they make really good entrepreneurs because, listen, my hands are in 10 different teams right now, and I have 4 kids. They're all girls, all in travel, busy family. So you have to be able to multitasking. You have to be able to delegate, right? And make sure that you trust those in charge. So I think team is number one. If you have the right people surrounding you and you can trust in them and you actually give them the reins to do what you've allowed them to do, that's one. Multitasking definitely comes into play. I think moms are so good at, well, first off, it's like what I said. This came from my own need. I think the best products come from the need that the person had, right? Like I had no intentions of starting a business. I was just trying to solve my own problem. So it led to a solution. I think that's why women, we do a lot more multitasking, let's face it, in families especially. And so I think the need arises and you're just like, hey, this might make my life a lot easier. I instantly knew that when my Frankenstein prototype, I'll call it, that I needled and hot glued, I instantly knew because I was doubling and tripling up on bras. I was holding back from things I normally was used to doing. I was pregnant with my first child, trying to stay in shape, do all the right things, and I couldn't physically do it because of my gear. So I was in need of something that wasn't out there for me. I'm a professional fitness competitor. I was at the height of my career. So I had access to all the best stuff and it still wasn't working. And so I think that's when it clicks. And listen, when it clicks, you can sit on something forever trying to make it perfect. It can always be better. This bra, starting from the basement, has been we've reiterized this thing, I think 10 times. So it can always be better, but you have to start. If you wait and trying to perfect something or trying to wait for all the right resources, it's never going to happen. And I think that's why so many women and entrepreneurs especially choose not to go forward is one, they let people drown their dreams. They listen to too many people, even their close circle. Everybody told me no. Everybody told me I was crazy, but I
Oh no.
me, right? So I think that you can't take no for an answer. Don't let people, dictate the way you want to go for sure. So don't listen to the noise, but more importantly, don't wait till it's perfect. Go for it now. Get it out there. Start it. I don't know. Kickstarter used to be a thing when we were, but start it now. Get going. And because if you don't, it's never going to happen. It will always be there. You'll always try to make it better. You'll always find an excuse. You'll always have a no. And that's just what you can't listen to.
Yeah, 3 things on that. 1, Launch Boom is a great company to go to as well for those moms that want to launch. 2, multitasking. I think women in that context, for me, I believe, I call it refocus.
Yeah.
Mine only focusing on one thing at a time. And so they practice the muscle of focusing and refocusing better than anybody else, which is extraordinary. And then, of course, you fall into this, which I do as well. Because my whole life, people have laughed at me, scoffed at me, made fun of me, told me I can't do it, and they eventually applaud you. And so I want everyone to applaud you, Sarah.
Oh, thank you. Well, I applaud you.
Shefit.com. If it's not Shefit.com, it's not
authentic.
real.
Yeah,
you want this kind of energy, this kind of quality. You speak for itself. In the law profession, they call it res ipsa loquitur. That which speaks for itself. Sarah Moylan speaks for herself as well as Shefit, Shefit.com, at Shefit. Anywhere else, anything else you can add real quickly before we let you go?
Well, one, I would love to talk more. Let's do this again. I think we can pick relevant topics, and I have so much to share and talk about. I'm very passionate about well, Shefit obviously, but I'm very passionate about women and what it takes to empower her and give her all the tools she needs to succeed. And listen, I love conversations about business and all things that you talk on. And so let's have another conversation. We'll do a Q&A. We can dive into stuff. And
that's
I
all my
appreciate
TV
you having me.
My team's reaching out. We have 2, 3 different TV shows. You would be a great host,
and
guest, and judge.
Oh, I would love to.
I got a whole bunch of opportunities for someone like you. You're just a born genius for what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, David. Have a great day. Bye, guys. We'll talk.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Shefit.com. She's amazing. Wow. Are you full of energy? Because I am. Wow. I was not expecting Sarah to be that amazing. Are you kidding me? You can be that amazing too. Check out Shefit.com, at Shefit. But there's a lot more to success than just that extraordinary product. That's an extraordinary mom. I had one of those, so I know. How do you help people identify perspective in a situation? Oh, man. Well, first of all, you got to have forgiveness involved, right? So in order to share a vision, you got to stimulate interest, transition interest to share that vision. She's a female Jason Waller. No, she's far too beautiful to be a female Jason Waller, but she has the energy of Jason Waller. That's for sure. She's amazing. Oh my gosh. I love Jason Waller. I hope you're watching. Power Home Solar's Jason Waller, the True Underdog podcast. Unbelievable friend of mine. All right, let's take one more question. Here we go. How can we get your 5 daily practices? The 5 daily practices are knowing your what, personal, experiential, giving, and receiving values. What do you want? Know your who can help you and who you can help. 3, know your how, and there's a lot of details to knowing your how. Of course, 4, doing it now, knowing your now. What should I do now? How do I prioritize it? Why do I procrastinate? All these things are answered for you in the 5 daily practices. And then what does it mean to apply your why? What does it mean to stop, drop, and roll? What are the triggers of the ego and the ego-based consciousness? Learn all of these things. I'll be happy to send it to you. David@dmeltzer.com. You can text me. Here's the number below, right here. Just pin below my email and text. David@dmeltzer.com. Know your what, your who, your how, your now. Apply your why. I'll send you my book, ebook, audio book. I'll sign the book, send it to you, pay for shipping. Don't worry. You just got to reach out. You got to ask for help. David@dmeltzer.com. Thank you to Andrew Bernstein, the legend of sports, and the incredible Sarah Moylan with SheFit. I'm blown away by my 2 guests today. I hope you are as well. You know it's Thankful Thursday. Now you know why it's Thankful Thursday. I heard yesterday a great quote, which is, be grateful for what you may be taking for granted, because what you're taking for granted today is what other people are dreaming for. What you're taking for granted today is what other people are dreaming for. So keep on dreaming. Be thankful. It's Thankful Thursday. Remember, most importantly, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. I'll see you tomorrow at training. Thanks. Bye.